Delage, founded in 1905 by Louis Delage in La Vallée-Perret near Paris, emerged during an exciting period of innovation in the automotive industry. The company gained recognition for its commitment to engineering and craftsmanship. Initially, Delage produced parts for the Elbe Automobile Company, which assembled vehicles using the Dion-Bouton engines and chassis. At that time, Delage had only 3 employees, including Peugeot's former chief engineer. In 1906, Delage introduced its first production automobile, the Type A voiturette, powered by a 1-cylinder Dion-Bouton engine. Despite being a new player, Delage participated in motor racing, achieving success in the Coupe des Voiturettes held in November 1906. Their second works driver, Menard, secured second place in the event. The company's factory moved to Rue Baudin-la-Valois in 1907, providing space for growth. 1908 marked a successful year for Delage in terms of sales and racing achievements. They sold over 300 cars, partly due to their victory in the Grand Prix de Voiturettes at the Dieppe Grand Prix circuit. In 1909, Delage transitioned to using 4-cylinder engines, initially sourced from de Dion and Edouard Ballot. Ballot, who had also assisted Attard Bugatti in developing his first engines, played a crucial role in Delage's engine revolution. After Delage's initial success, they swiftly transitioned to developing their own side-valve 4-cylinder engines. In 1910, due to increased sales, the company relocated to new premises at 138 Boulevard de Verdun, Courbevoie. There, they embarked on creating advanced bodywork. By 1912, with 350 workers, Delage was producing over 1,000 cars annually, offering both 4- and 6-cylinder side-valve engines. In 1913, Delage introduced the Type Y, which set the fastest lap time at the French Grand Prix in Le Mans. This same car triumphed at the 1914 Indianapolis 500, driven by René Thomas. The Type Y featured a 6.2-litre engine, producing 105 horsepower, weighing 950 kilos, and capable of reaching speeds of 160 km per hour. During this period, Delage also created the Type O Lyon Grand Prix, emphasizing their focus on competition. Simultaneously, they began moving toward the luxury car market, introducing 6-cylinder engines and larger cars. Unfortunately, the outbreak of World War I severely impacted both racing and car manufacturing. During the war, Delage shifted its production to munitions, and passenger car production nearly ceased. However, the entire Delage factories operated at full capacity to support the war effort. Post-war, Delage shifted away from small cars and established its reputation with larger models. The CO, equipped with a 4,524cc fixed-head side-valve 6, producing 20 horsepower, marked their entry into this category. Plans for the CO were already in progress during the First World War. It was followed by the DO, featuring a 3-litre 4-cylinder engine. The 1920s marked the first truly golden era for Delage. This decade witnessed the rise of iconic models including the DE and DI. These models featured 4 cylinders, each with a displacement of approximately 2 litres and an output of 11 horsepower. Delage also ventured into competition with the Hispano-Suiza brand, introducing the GL model. The GL boasted 30 horsepower and a 5,954cc engine. Following the GL's success, Delage introduced a new generation of 6-cylinder cars, the MD, equipped with a 3,174cc engine, and the DR, fitted with a 2,516cc engine. These 6-cylinder models became the best-selling vehicles in Delage's history. They were ingeniously designed by an engineer named Gaultier. The CO and DO models were replaced in 1922. CO became the CO2, featuring an overhead valve twin-plug head that produced 88 horsepower. The CO2 was the first Delage passenger car to have front brakes. DO was succeeded by the DE, which featured a 2,117cc side valve 4, and notably 4-wheel brakes, unusual for that time. In the next year, the DI model underwent significant changes. It switched to overhead valves with a 2,121cc 4-cylinder engine. Equipped with magneto ignition and thermospheric cooling, All models featured 4-speed gearboxes and Zenith carburetors. The GL Grand Lux, also known as the 4050, replaced the CO2 at the top of Delage's lineup. The GL featured a magneto-fired 5,344cc overhead cam 6. Hill climb success and land speed records. A hill climb car based on the DI chassis achieved victory at Le Turbie and Mont Ventoux. Delage also created a 10,688cc V12, breaking records at the Gaillon hill climb and setting the land speed record at Arpion, reaching 230.52 km per hour in 1924. In 1925, a 5,954cc GL6 with 4 valves per cylinder and twin overhead cams shattered the Mont Ventoux course record in its debut, driven by French racer Albert Bibo. Unfortunately, the car was later destroyed by fire at the Phoenix Park meet in 1934. Delage's Grand Prix endeavours persisted with a 1,984cc 4 overhead cam V12 designed by Plankton. The car boasted 110 horsepower and was piloted by Thomas. Although it exited the French Grand Prix in 1923, it performed admirably throughout most of the 1923 and 1924 season. In 1925, a supercharger was added, elevating the output to 195 horsepower. It secured victories at Montlouis and Les Sades. Interestingly, it proved to be as fast as the Alfa Romeo P2, although they rarely raced head-to-head directly. This remarkable V12 was eventually succeeded by a lorry-designed supercharged 1.5-litre twin-cam straight 8. The straight 8 generated an impressive 170 horsepower and could reach speeds of up to 210 km per hour. The 1924 and 1925 DIs, featuring a 3000mm wheelbase, underwent several enhancements. They transitioned from Rolls-Royce type locking wheel hubs to Rudge knock-ons. Improved cams and bigger valves were incorporated. These DIs evolved into the Series 6 in 1927, adopting coil ignition, DM and DR models. In 1926, Delage introduced the DM, equipped with a 3182cc6. The DM was a high-performance model with hotter cams, twin valve springs, and other enhancements. The DR model, briefly available, offered a choice of 2.2 and 2.5 litre side valve engines. Delage 155B. A Delage 155B, powered by a 1500cc incline 8-cylinder engine with 2 camshafts and a supercharger, achieved victory in the first Grand Prix of Great Britain in 1926. Driven by Louis Wagner and Robert Senechal, this car produced 170 horsepower. Type 15 S8. Louis Delage, fueled by his passion for racing, designed the Type 15 S8, an 8-cylinder 1500cc car. This remarkable vehicle secured victories in 4 European Grand Prix races in 1927. Delage's success culminated in winning the title of World Champion of Car Builders that same year. Retirement and continued success. Delage retired from Grand Prix racing in 1928. However, the brand continued to achieve success in other races. In 1938, a 2,988cc D6 triumphed in the Tourist Trophy at Donington Park and came second at Le Mans. Post-war, Delage achieved notable results, including second places at the 1949 Le Mans and the 1950 Paris Grand Prix. Racing aero engines. During the 1930s, Delage ventured into crafting racing aero engines. The Delage 12 CED powered the ill-fated Kellner Betjero 28VD aircraft for the 1933 Coupe Dutch de la Meuse Air Race. Information on the second engine, the Delage 12 GV, remains sparse. Production cars. In 1930, Delage introduced the 6-cylinder Delage D6, which would become the mainstay of the manufacturer's passenger car range until 1954. In the same year, Maurice Gaultier designed an 8-cylinder inline 4061cc engine. This evolution transformed the Type D8 of 1929 in the Type D8S, where the S stood for Sport. The D8 was the pinnacle of the marquee. It was offered in 3 wheelbases, S or C at 3,300mm, N at 3,600mm, L at 3,600mm, all powered by a 4061cc straight 8 capable of reaching 137 km per hour. In 1932, Delage followed up with the Grand Sport, available on a 3100mm wheelbase or a 3300mm wheelbase in 1934, capable of 160 km per hour. Decline of the company. Despite technological advances, the company faced challenges due to the 1929 economic crisis. Poor sales and economic climate severely impacted the commercial and financial situation. Despite this, Delage continued to introduce new models, including the Type D611 in 1932, a 6-cylinder 2101cc model, and the Type D815 in 1934, an 8-cylinder 2768cc model. Financial strain led Louis Delage to secure a 25 million franc loan for DC production tooling, although negotiations with Peugeot for dealership collaboration failed. Delage's challenges and post-war era. Personal issues, including marital difficulties, led to financial rearrangements for Delage. Engineer Michelet oversaw the final production of new models like the D665, D885 and D8105. Unfortunately, the Courbevoie factory had to close down in 1935 due to voluntary liquidation. Despite setbacks, Louis Delage collaborated with businessman Walter Watney to establish the Société Nouvelle de Automobile Delage, SAFAD. World War II impacted Delage's activities, and by 1940, Delage took control of SAFAD. Post-World War II, Delage showcased the D180 limousine prototype at the 1946 Paris Motor Show, but the project didn't progress further. The Delage D6, a 6-cylinder 3-litre model, offered various body styles in continued production. Market difficulties and rising motoring taxes affected Delage's production. Delage merged with Delage and was eventually absorbed into Hotchkiss in 1954, marking the end of car manufacturing for the Marquis. Delage's revival. After decades of silence, the brand made a remarkable comeback. In November 2019, the newly formed Delage Automobiles announced plans to relaunch the brand. The star of this revival is the Delage D12, a hybrid hypercar led by entrepreneur Laurent Tapie. The D12 features a V12 engine and an electric motor, producing a combined 1100 horsepower. Limited to 30 units, each priced at €2 million, it was hailed as the most beautiful car in the world at the 2020-2021 Automobile Awards. The brand's resurgence marks a new chapter in its storied history. Delage has plans for further models in the years to come. We eagerly await the results as this French automobile saga continues into the future. Thank you for joining us on this automotive journey. Stay tuned for more exciting explorations on the Minuteman channel. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This is Minuteman signing off.